So there's a new King Kong and Godzilla thing coming out pretty soon, and I realized that I didn't even see the other past one or the second Godzilla film. You know what? I gotta watch these movies. So let me start with 1954 because why not? Why am I watching the first one? Well, because I've always kind of wanted to. I kind of watched it, but not really, because you see, in 1956 they made a dub version called Godzilla King of the Monsters, which is important because it gave the character of the name Godzilla as well as his subtitle King of the Monsters, but also re-adds a lot of footage of this random guy here whose his name is Steve Martin, and he's talking to this girl totally, and then it's awful because it edits out so much of the movie itself. It's insane. There's plenty of videos to showcase it, and also the dub is freaking horrible. They did it like in less than a day, so this whole entire movie, so it makes sense. But overall, it's not awful, but it definitely ruins pretty much every aspect of the movie. So don't watch this version. If you see this guy here, don't watch it. But do watch the original 1954 original Japanese version. I know some of you might not like the dub, but seriously, you're gonna thank me in the end, because the official dub edits shit out. It's not as an actual dub, it's an actual editing shit out, which is awful. Sub, way better. It's one of those things, like the sub versus dub debate. I don't mind people using dub, but for this movie, seriously, you have to watch the sub. The dub's awful. The original Godzilla from 1954 is a pretty interesting movie because it treats the subject matter a lot differently than future films will. Also, gotta admit that Godzilla is not the original title. Their name is Gojira, which means gorilla whale. I think a lot of people know that, but yeah, Godzilla is not a gorilla whale. But during development, it took forever to figure out what Godzilla was going to actually look like, and that's why they stuck with the name Gojira. All right. Gojira's made a reaction to a lot of H-bomb testing, especially one that caused one of the fishing boats to go out of commission one time with radiation damage. As we can see, the opening of Godzilla, that kind of recreates that encounter that happened. The original Godzilla is about learning what's even going on before it happens. The whole basically government is trying to figure out what's going on, and some people are trying to figure out how to stop it as it keeps attacking. And basically, it's because of human folly, essentially. So basically, I'm not sure if it's actually stated in the movie because I don't remember, but the description says Americans caused this, where they're doing H-bomb testing and causing this creature named Godzilla, named after a local myth, to come out of the water and to basically attack Japan. Godzilla is apparently an ancient being that was living in the giant depths of the ocean, and the reason he's coming out is because his habitat's been destroyed, and now he's coming out because he's angry, and now he's also full of nuclear energy thanks to the H-bombs not really having any impact on him. So he's kind of pissed off. This guy here is a scientist, like, I want to study Godzilla. We should not kill him. But everyone else is like, we want to kill him. Godzilla eventually comes out of the waters to actually go ahead and attack the village, and that's when he's actually spotted after touching his radioactive footprint. Yeah, his footprint's full of radiation, but, they're okay just to touch it, because, it's fine. Radiation won't cause any damage. So everyone gets excited because they hear that Godzilla might be on the island over this hill. So let's go check out this hill. So as everyone walking up this hill, they see this weird-looking puppet guy come out of the woodwork, and everyone gets scared of this thing. And Godzilla looks really derpy in his first appearance, let's be honest. You cannot tell me that Godzilla does not look derpy here, but I kind of like it. He's pretty adorable looking, even though he's supposed to be a very threatening monster. That's because the budget was pretty low, and they worked well with what they had, but the design during this initial encounter looks pretty derpy. With the official discovery of this monster, everyone's having a debate over what should be done about it. Like, we don't want our foreign interests to be damaged, so we should keep it secret. Although some of the people there, like, we should let it be known so the public can be warned about it. But, of course, the government wins, and they keep it a secret. Also, they decided to put bomb it, even though it's resistant to H-bomb, but whatever. The military is never smart in Godzilla movies, so of course they're going to throw some bombs down at Godzilla. But of course this wasn't the best idea, as Godzilla attacks another ship because he's pissed off that they throw some bombs at him. I mean, how would you feel if you got H-bomb for most of your life and then they throw more bombs at you? Oh, there's also a human dilemma where this guy wants to be with this girl, but this girl's betrothed to a scientist guy that her father is also a scientist guy, who wants to study Godzilla, wants her to be with, but she wants to be with this guy. It's not too important, but, it kind of is. Also, the scientist dude has an eye patch for some reason. I'm not sure. He lost his eye in the war, I guess. It makes him seem like he'd be an evil supervillain, but he's actually not. So, okay. Good on you, Japan. Just getting rid of those stereotypes so we know about people wearing eye patches. They're also scientists who work in dark labs. This guy also discovered an invention called the Oxygen Destroyer, which is more powerful than any bomb currently known to man, that can just cause anything in its radius to basically disintegrate, mostly in water. Basically destroys everything that's oxygen-wise. Actually a pretty neat invention idea. Of course, it's so destructive that he doesn't want it to be known to anybody, but he tells his future wife because, you know what? Why not? I'll let her know about my deadly invention. Hopefully she won't spread the information to anybody else. Spoiler, she does. Anyway, Godzilla is going on his rampage after all this information is known, and they're like, we should study him, but then he starts attacking trains and killing people. People try to evacuate, but he's getting closer and closer to everybody. They think electrocuting him will work and shooting some guns at him, but that obviously doesn't work. The electrical barrier failed miserably. Sorry, Japan, your military effort is not strong enough against Godzilla. So now Godzilla is in the city, and he's basically destroying everything, and everything's burning, because he has atomic breath. Oh, here's what the original atomic breath looks like. It's quite literally just breath. It's a lot different than it looks nowadays, but, you know, it's pretty neat. One of my favorite things is people getting some news on top of this tower here, and they see Godzilla, like, wow, he's coming close to us. I hope we don't die. And spoiler alert, they die. It's like, we sacrificed our lives for this. You know, you could have not filmed on top of a tower, dude, but whatever. It makes for a fun scene, I guess. Guess they should have watched where they were reporting news on. After the destruction, we actually get to see the aftermath, where people are all injured and seeing radiation damage and getting bandaged up by some of our characters here. We then get a conversation with the scientist dude who's with the eye patch. Serizawa, did I say that right? Sorry, I forget. I'm bad with names, let alone names that I have probably might butcher pronouncing. He's a scientist dude, and he gets confronted by the one guy who likes the girl, because the girl told him because she didn't like the people being killed by all this stuff. So, like, we need to stop Godzilla, this guy, who's the hero, by the way. He was supposed to appear in Godzilla 2014. And yeah, in the 2014 movie, there's going to be a scene where the guy there was going to be given this other guy a pass or something like that in the airport. It was cut, and the director was pissed off about it. It's a shame. That actually would have been a neat scene, actually. They have a fight over the box, too, of all the secrets. It's kind of a lame fight, but whatever. Though the doctor is finally convinced to do it. Dr. Serizawa, after seeing the news of kids singing sad songs, he's like, I'll do it, but I had to destroy all my notes so no one gets information like this so that you won't destroy the world. Then they both do some scuba diving and some, I guess, impressive water shots. After all, shooting underwater is not easy, especially for this time period when we have a lot bigger cameras. Anyway, Godzilla looks pretty goofy underwater here, but that's okay because he's about to be destroyed by the oxygen destroyer, which is about to be set off by our fearless doctor here, decides to kill himself so that the information of this weapon will not be passed down, as it kills him and Godzilla. We then see Godzilla wreathing in agony as he becomes a skeleton. Everyone's sad, because, well, this was a lot of destruction. And it ends on an interesting note, saying that this could happen again if we won't stop military testing on bombs that are unnecessary. And that's how the movie ends, on a somber note, saying that this could have been avoided if we weren't so reckless with weapons, which is a neat ending. Of course, the American version does not end that way. It's like, everything's good now, Godzilla's dead. That's why the fucking re-edit from 1956 is freaking awful. And that's why you should go watch Gojira, 1954, or Godzilla, 1954. It's a good movie. Poor Gojira. If you want to see like an actual monster movie where they actually treat the monster like a serious threat and are more focused on the political and damage of the actual event, then this is actually a pretty interesting movie. Well, it's surprisingly, there's a lot less Godzilla in it than you might expect. It actually works pretty well, and the effects, while looking a little dated, work well because of the black and white, and there's a lot of effort and charm put into them, even if the miniatures are pretty obviously miniatures. It's a fun movie, and it's really well thought out, and even the themes of nuclear war and bombs still hold up to this day. Godzilla will still be used as a metaphor for similar stuff like that, but of course the character would drastically change over the years, because this film became a mighty big success, and of course spawned numerous sequels that we're still seeing today. In fact, I think Godzilla is the longest running film franchise, currently speaking, continuously, I guess, but I'm sure what you can count anything else, but that's what I hear. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you want more Godzilla videos, I might do them. There's a lot of freaking movies, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it. And yeah, thank you for watching, and make sure you watch the original on Max. It's pretty easy to find. Max also has the King of the Monsters version, but make sure it's watching Godzilla 1954 and nothing else. Alright, thank you for watching, and like I said, make sure you let me know what you think about this, and if you like it, I'll do more. So thank you for watching, and make sure to not rub a glove on your double bass. Oh, and here's my Letterboxd thing, if you're wondering. It's an 8 out of 10. Go watch it. Oh, by the way, this got blocked before I'm editing it. I expected that to happen. I wasn't sure how strict the Toho copyright is. So according to that one idiot whose video we all have seen, Godzilla is not public domain, and why would you even put that in a video that has nothing to do with that? So I mentioned that. Godzilla is not public domain, obviously, because they not only do they found a clip of it. They blocked it. So anyway, I gotta edit this again.